Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video, I'll be reviewing the Turm III, a German rank 5 premium medium/main battle tank that currently costs $50 USD and sits at 8.0 BR in RB. I'll be going over a ton in this video, including its stats, how it plays, its strengths and weaknesses. I'll grade it in several different important categories, and then I'll end it with my final recommendation and if I think that this tank is worth purchasing or not. With that said though, let's get into the video. And first, I'll just place its stats here on the side of the screen. In my opinion, its most important stats to know are its armor thickness, speed, and its reload time. Now let's get into how it plays. For starters, I'll just say that the Turm III feels like a low BR playstyle and difficulty, but in a high BR tank. What I mean is that the Turm III has a fast reload, minimal armor, is fairly speedy, and can take out enemies in rapid succession, which makes it kind of feel like a Panzer III, at least slightly. The Turm III has an amazing 5-second reload thanks to an autoloader and a powerful 105mm cannon that can punch through upwards of 400mm of armor with its DM12 Heat FS shell. These two things combined, along with its good maneuverability, makes the Turm III feel like a low BR medium tank, and I think that it plays wonderfully. Essentially, this is a Leopard 1 with a different turret, an autoloader, and no night vision and other amenities, though it does feature, thankfully, a stabilizer. These features make it so that the Turm III is as low of a BR as possible, while essentially being a hunter-killer during day matches. What I mean is that if the Turm had night vision, a laser rangefinder, or anything like that, we'd be easily looking at an 8.3 or even 8.7 BR vehicle. But the lack of such features brings this bad boy down to a nice and even 8.0 BR. This all said, the Turm III will be best in a weird way as a brawler, though not in the way that you think. Due to its incredible 5-second reload, it can take down enemies in rapid succession, but has armor more befitting of light tanks or SPAA, which means that while you are riding along with your allies near the front lines, you should try to stay behind cover or stay behind your allies, as a single shot will oftentimes kill you, so you have virtually no survivability in this vehicle. Alternatively, due to both the speed of the Turm III and the power of its cannon, you can flank or cap bases with ease. Heck, you can even flank to a sniping spot and take down enemies, as the wonderful DM12 Heat FS shell actually has a very high muzzle velocity of over 1100 meters per second, making it easier to hit at range than most other Heat FS around this BR. Similarly, flanking will allow you to take great use of its 30mm autocannon mounted on the turret, as you will be able to shoot through the sides or the rear of most enemies with the autocannon alone, being that it has over 50mm of armor pen. This said, let's get into possibly the most impressive feature of the Turm III, its turret. In short, it's built like the turret of the Blitz and does not have a moving cannon. Rather, the cannon is fixed in the turret and moves as the turret moves. Because of the unique turret design, the Turm III features between -12 and +12 degrees of cannon depression and elevation, which is amazing when trying to creep over hills or shoot down aircraft. Not only this, but it can elevate at upwards of 20 to 25 degrees per second, which blows away every other tank in game. Because of this, and due to the aforementioned traits, the Turm III is one of the most unique tanks in all of War Thunder, being able to flank, backup brawl, snipe, take down aircraft, hunt light vehicles, and more, all while unfortunately having next to no armor to protect itself. But with that said, let's get into its strengths and weaknesses, and first, as just mentioned, it has an incredible cannon vertical guidance speed. Because the turret is essentially a ball within the tank, like I mentioned before, kind of like the Blitz or even like the ball turret of a B-17, the entire turret looks up and down, rather than just the cannon alone, giving you vertical guidance speeds that are about 5 times that of similar BR tanks. Secondly, it has good horizontal turret traverse, typically around the mid-25 degrees per second range if you have a trained crew. Third, the Turm III is fully stabilized, which is amazing with its excellent mobility. Fourth, it has a 30mm cannon that can easily destroy lightly armored vehicles and aircraft, though it is a bit strange to fire the 30mm when zoomed in. It almost kind of looks like you're hitting a vehicle when oftentimes you're not. For its fifth strength, it has a powerful and accurate cannon with good shell options. This cannon is easily usable, even in a full up tier from 8.0 BR. 6, has good overall mobility. It moves like the Leopard 1. It does lay slightly more, however, but also has a slightly stronger engine than the Leopard, so it evens out. For its 7th strength, it has an autoloader that reloads in 5 seconds and can hold up to 47 shells in total, meaning that you will never need to reload the autoloader unless you literally run out of ammo. For its 8th strength, it has an excellent high zoom gunner sight, along with even higher zoom commander sights. 9th, it has a decent cannon elevation, but an amazing depression of 12 degrees. This will allow you to hold down better than most tanks in-game, especially of course Russian tanks. And finally, has premium RP and SL bonuses. Now for its weaknesses, and there are only a few. First, it lacks night vision, and also by extension, thermal vision. Second, it does not have a laser rangefinder. Now these first two weaknesses are not all too big of a deal at 8.0 BR. Of course, you will run into the occasional night match, but if you are not playing with tanks above 8.0 BR, this should not be all too big of an issue, and laser rangefinders are not at all common around this BR. However, once you increase this, if this ever does increase to 8.3 or even worse yet, 8.7 BR, the lack of night vision and especially thermals along with the laser rangefinder becomes a big negative. For its third weakness, it has terribly thin armor that averages only around 30mm at most in the front of the Turm III. For its fourth weakness, it only has 3 crew members, which means that this tank is especially vulnerable to post-pen damage, and they're actually pretty close together, especially in the turret. For its fifth weakness, it has tons of ammo located in the turret, separated by the crew with only 5mm of steel plating. What could go wrong? And then finally, it has no smoke grenades or smoke shells. Not having either of these leaves you extremely exposed to death when you're not in cover. With this said, the vehicles in this update have thoroughly surprised me, as all 3 pack premiums, being the A10A early, ZTZ96A, P, and now the Turm III, have all outperformed my expectations, though this especially goes for the Turm III, as it has instantly become one of my favorite tanks in War Thunder. Between its ridiculous 5-second reload, powerful shells, good maneuverability, and excellent turret speed, I feel that this is a great option for nearly everyone. I fear that it will be placed at 8.3 or even 8.7 BR, but until then, this is a 100% pickup. Even at 8.3 BR, I still feel that this is an excellent vehicle. Now, let's get into its ratings. So for its cannon, I give the Turm III a 9.5 out of 10, which is about the highest rank that I think I've ever given for any vehicle that I've ever reviewed in this category. It has the power of a 9.0 BR cannon, but only without the APF SDS, which is really its only weakness for the cannon. It's fully stabilized, auto-loaded, and can pen pretty much every tank that it will face with ease, regardless of if it's in a complete up tier or not. In short, this is one of the best cannon tank combos at any BR in War Thunder. For survivability, I give the Turm III a 2.5 out of 10. While it does have some level of armor and can ward away some shots, primarily from HMGs at the front, it will have a difficult time stopping or deflecting any shells larger than what we can see from a 50 caliber HMG. Either way, such ricochets do occasionally occur, although they are rare. Additionally, the Turm III only has 3 crew members, which further hinders its survivability. Again, this is not the absolute worst tank in terms of survivability, but it does have survivability on par with most light tanks, or even worse. For mobility, I give the Turm III a 7.5 out of 10. It's fairly speedy and maneuverable in much the same way that the Leopard 1 is, all while having the great turret traverse and elevation angle that's fairly unique for this vehicle. The only real downside is that it is very slow in turning from a full stop. Overall, even when considering its survivability issues, I give the Turm III a 7.5 out of 10, which is a very high overall score for how I normally rate vehicles. While it cannot take a hit all too well, I am not weighing its survivability as much as I would as its mobility and cannon power, at least in this instance, as you would need a substantial increase of armor and thus in weight to make the Turm III any more survivable, at least anything larger than just auto cannons. Plus, survivability isn't what this tank, or really any Leopard 1 tanks for that matter, were made for. Rather, they were made to be mobile and extremely powerful, which is something that the Turm III does extremely well. This said, and I've pretty much already said it, is the Turm III worth purchasing? I'll make it simple. Yes. It is one of the best premium vehicles in-game immediately after being released. While it does sit at a weird price point in which you could just spend $10 more to buy a rank 6 premium, such as the Leopard A1A1L44 or T72 AV Turms, the Turms III makes a compelling argument for purchase, as it is extremely up-tierable and is still rank 5, which will get you most of the way through the tech tree without penalty. While it does have its major flaws such as lack of armor or night vision, it still sits at a BR where, unless constantly up-tiered, night matches are not going to be very common, and an 8.0 BR cannon, much like the 1.0 or 11.0 BR cannon, could probably pen most areas on this tank with ease, so its survivability doesn't really change all too much between BRs. Although one could certainly make the argument that high penning autocannons are more commonplace beyond 8.0 BR, especially with vehicles around like the Bradley or the Dardo. At this point, only the Centurion AVRE and Object 120 are similarly priced at the $50 Rank 5 premium tank packs, and in my experience, the Turm III beats them all by a wide margin. Not that the AVRE or Object 120 are bad, but the Turm III is just that good. Now, if there were a Rank 6 version of this, I'd say to buy that tank instead, but for now, you'll just have to settle on a rapid-fire Rank 5 tank. That all said, thank you all so much for watching. Please, as always, like, comment, and subscribe, as those all help tremendously in having my channel grow and reach more people. But either way, thanks again, and I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.